Her laugh cracked through the auditorium like a whip, polished teeth bared, surrounded by sycophants in caps and gowns. One success, one failure. That was our father. Same tone he used when he talked about stock portfolios. Me, his dead investment. I sat in the third row, back straight, face unreadable. A quiet nobody in a thrifted blazer. No applause for me. Just the waitress sister, the afterthought. Then the dean stepped up to the microphone, cleared his throat, and time slowed. Before we proceed, his eyes scanned the crowd, then landed on me. I think it's only right to acknowledge the person who not only paid for this student's entire tuition, but also happens to own the university. The silence after that was delicious. I watched the diploma in her hand start to tremble, because she knew. It was me. Let's rewind. 3 years ago, I walked into the lawyer's office with a pen and a prenup she never read. She was busy rehearsing her TED Talk on overcoming mediocrity. Back then, she'd just married a man I introduced her to. I watched her build her kingdom on my contacts, charm them with my stories. I let her. People like her always forget where the gold trail started. They just follow it blindly, until it loops back into a trap. She thought I was broke, working nights at that corner diner while she dazzled LinkedIn with motivational garbage and curated brilliance. But money is quiet. My kind of wealth doesn't flash. It funds. She didn't know I'd sold my startup in silence, NDA bound, 8 figures. No press, no noise, just numbers. I wanted out of the spotlight. I wanted peace. I should have known she'd find a way to piss on that too. The betrayal didn't come all at once. It came in micro-cuts. A missed invitation here, a dig at a family dinner there. Then the podcast episode. "My sister?" she said, voice syrupy with false concern. "Still waitressing at 30-something. She's sweet, but some people just don't evolve." I sat in my car for an hour after hearing it. Not crying, calculating. First, I bought the university. Not directly, too obvious. I used a holding company, then another. Shells within shells. She wouldn't recognize the name if it slapped her in the face, which, in a way, it did. Next, I became her benefactor. Silently funded her scholarship after her husband left. Yes, the one who found out she'd siphoned money from their joint account to finance a trip to Bali and a fake coaching certificate. I made it look like a random grant. Diversity and leadership. Catchy, right? She never questioned the money, just spent it. That was the thing about Vanessa. She never asked who held the strings. She just danced. Graduation day was my stage. I wore the same shoes I wore the day she called me a failure. That night I'd scrubbed marinara off a checkered floor while she sipped wine at a rooftop bar, toasting new beginnings. And now, here we were. I watched her face pale as the dean read the rest of his note. Miss Walters' tuition was fully funded by Lure Foundation, owned by Miss Evelyn Walters, her sister. Her eyes found me. She laughed, weakly. "Wait, what?" But I didn't smile. I nodded. Once. Calm. Collected. Lethal. You buried me in front of strangers. I chose to resurrect myself in front of witnesses. After the ceremony, she approached me in a panic. "Why would you do this? Humiliate me?" I sipped my coffee. "I didn't humiliate you. I invested in you." Pause. Unfortunately, that asset depreciated. She sputtered something. Apology? Anger? Who knows? I was already walking away. I don't work at the diner anymore. Haven't in months. That job was a study in people, in watching, in patience. The apron was a costume. Now I fund scholarships for women like me, ones who've been written off, underestimated, dismissed. Vanessa? She's applying for jobs. Every interviewer asks about the dean's announcement. Every Google search leads to me. The diploma still hangs in her room, but now it feels more like a receipt. Signed by me, paid in full. Closure? Not quite. But justice? Justice is a dish best served with a mic drop and a tuition bill.